Take it over to your left. Twist, 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 hold it here, arms come up. Hey there, fabulous dancer. In this tutorial, you will be learning two of belly dance's most essential isolations, the hip slide and the hip twist. These are going to help you build so many of belly dance's most basic and quintessential movements. I'm going to take you through from the ground up, from the feet to the muscles to the hips, and we are going to drill until you are dancing like a pro. So let's go ahead and dive in. My name is Sahira, and I'm here to teach you the beautiful art of belly dance. All right, so before we get into the mechanics of the isolation itself, let's make sure that your posture is correct, as this is super important. So please be sure that you've got your feet about hip distance width apart, or a little bit less, and that your knees and toes are pointing the same direction. I'm going to invite you to have like a tiny little micro bend in the knees, and then think about tucking your pelvis underneath you by engaging slightly in your lower abdominals, almost like you were like tucking your tail between your legs, but try not to squeeze your glutes. So we're protecting our lower back, tucking those lower abdominals a bit, lifting the chest up slightly, rolling the shoulders back and down, and bringing our arms into second position. If you would like more of a breakdown on this basic belly dance posture, you can check out my video all about it here. All right, now that you have that beautiful belly dance posture, we can go ahead and start focusing on the hip slide. So go ahead and just start sliding your hips side to side. If this is a new movement for you, it might feel a little tight in your obliques. That's okay. As you practice it, it will get more relaxed. It will become a little bit more luxurious, and you'll also get stronger as you go. So you're going to feel this in your internal obliques engaging, your external obliques stretching, and I would like to invite you to keep your knees soft the whole time. But I'm going to point out that the knees are not bending and straightening. This hip slide we're aiming for a horizontal movement that is parallel to the floor. So that means that the knees, while remaining soft, do not walk back and forth this way, because you'll notice the minute I start to bend my knees, what happens? The hips go up and down because it's all connected, right? So for now, we're going to think about keeping the knees soft, but unmoving, just supporting the movement as we go, right? I'm also going to invite you to feel the weight shift side to side and keep that chest nice and lifted. It might be a little tempting to sort of let the chest rock side to side in reaction to this, but I want you to think about lifting the chest, breathing naturally, breathing deeply, rolling the shoulders back and down. And let's go ahead and bring the hands into second position, some energy in the fingers, maybe that middle finger slightly dropped into our belly dance hand posture, taking the hips side to side, right? As it's starting to warm up, as it's starting to loosen, you might think about slowing it down and pushing the hips a little bit further side to side, making sure that this remains a horizontal movement. In fact, go ahead and put your hands on your hips and feel that tactile feedback. Or if you have a mirror, go ahead and look in the mirror and make sure that the level of your hip scarf is staying parallel to the floor, right? Even with the floor the whole time. So you're creating a truly horizontal movement. Now, let's go ahead and slow it down even more. I want you to push over to your left and hold, right? Feel that stretch, feel the engagement in your oblique, and go ahead and kind of poke into your obliques a couple of inches either side of your belly button. Really push. You got to push to feel this. Take it over to the other side and tell me what you feel, right? Do you feel engagement in your muscles? Slide it again back to the left. Don't forget to breathe. Try to remain upright. Don't let any of this collapse as you go. Only take it as far as you can while maintaining that beautiful upright posture. Hopefully, if you're poking hard enough, you can feel your muscles engaging underneath the fingers. I feel it engaging as I slide over. I feel it engaging as I slide over. So now you know what muscles are working. And while I don't think engage my right oblique internally to slide my hip, you just have a better idea of what's happening mechanically inside the body, so you can drive this movement from the correct place. Okay, so we're going to drill that a bit more with music in just a bit. But before we do that, let's go ahead and break down the hip twist. Your posture is the same, right? So feet about hip distance width apart or a little bit less. Knees are soft. Pelvis is long, right? You got that little bit of engagement in your lower body. Hips are gently tucked under. And now we're going to focus on a twisting motion. One hip and then the other coming forward, because they're connected. When one goes forward, the other goes back. That's totally natural, yes. The challenge here, and what I'm going to invite you to do, is make sure that at all times your knees and toes are pointing forward in the same direction, especially if we are going to be keeping our feet stuck to the ground so they continually point the same direction. Very important for your knee health that your knees point the same direction as well. So you are creating this movement, once again, from your obliques, which is why belly dance is such an awesome oblique workout. What I want you to watch out for is using your knees to create a bigger movement, but tweaking your knees out in a direction that's different than your toes and possibly harming your knees. So no knee harm happening here. No knees were harmed in the making of this video. We are going to make sure the knees and the toes point the same way. So you're really relying on those oblique muscles to create this movement. Yeah. So 1, 2, 1, 2. You can feel the glutes involved, but I try to not use the glutes to create this movement, right? You can think about the hips just swinging forward and forward. And I invite you to be sure that your posture, that your alignment, that your nice, tall, long spine stays that way. Watch out for any sneaking to the back, because as you do this, you're going to grind on that lower back over and over, which you don't want to do. So you want to think about engaging gently in the lower abdominals to complete that nice long spine to protect your lower back as you do this movement. Yeah. Let's try a little bit faster. Let's go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, as you go a little bit faster and your fringe starts moving or your coins start jingling, that's cool. Be sure your upper body doesn't get too involved, right? It's very easy for the upper body to start kind of mimicking the lower body and going equal and opposite. That's just the body keeping us balanced. So you might ask, how do I avoid all this movement coming into the upper body? I want you to focus on 2 things. I want you to think about making sure your knees are soft. I guarantee you, if you straighten your knees, all of that extra energy has nowhere to go but up. And so it's going to go up into the upper body, and it's going to be a very awkward, very, non-isolated movement, right? So bend the knees and think about all that extra energy going into the floor. Also really lean into that pelvic tuck, making sure that your hips are underneath you. The more they escape this way, the more your upper body is going to respond, right? So keeping those hips underneath you, keeping the knees soft, and then lift your arms up, roll those shoulders back and down. Imagine placing the shoulders on a shelf behind you. Relax in the arms just a little bit, engage in the fingers, and be sure you're not tensing too much, right? Because that'll cause some wobble in the upper body. And make sure you're not too loose in the upper body, because that will create some wobble as well. So I want you to just find some nice, elegant extension in the arms, and that's going to really allow that upper body to float and flow and feel like it's almost not attached to the lower body, because it is so isolated, it is so graceful, and it is not moving with this twist in the hips. Before we move on to drilling this with music, I'm going to give you a couple of variations that are a little bit more intermediate level so that you can really begin to dance with these movements right away. If you're enjoying this video, can I ask you for a favor? Would you please hit like and subscribe so that I can send you fantastic belly dance tutorials every single week? And now that you're learning 2 of belly dance's most quintessential movements, you are ready to learn a whole lot more. I invite you to join me for my 7-day free beginner belly dance jumpstart, 7 days of free belly dance tutorials delivered to your inbox. You can grab it right away and have instant access at sahirabellydances.com/jumpstart. Alrighty, fabulous dancer, here is a pro tip, a little bit of an intermediate level, up level for those movements for you. Let's look again at that hip slide, right? We're making sure that it is oblique centric. We're making sure the knees are soft, no up and down happening with this. We are going to move with this forward and backwards now. So first, make sure you keep breathing no matter what happens, right? Now I want you to focus on how your weight is shifting in your feet. You should feel your weight shift to the right or your left, and then shift to your right. When your weight shifts completely to your left, that right foot is free. I invite you to just kind of slide it on the floor 2 inches forward. And then as you slide your hips to the right, move your weight over the top of your right foot. Now all your weight is on the right side. There's no weight at all on the left side. You can slide it forward just a tiny bit, a couple of inches, and then slide on top of it to take your weight completely onto the left. Let's do that again, going back to the right with the slide, over to the left with the slide, back to the right with the slide. As we walk with belly dance movements, especially horizontal belly dance movements, I invite you to keep your feet very close to the floor. If you start to lift the knees or you start to lift the heels a lot, your hips are going to want to lift, which is going to change the quality of your movement. Now pause if you have not already run out of space. Let's try going backwards. Exact same idea, feels a little bit different because this time you're going to slide the foot slightly behind you, shift your weight over. Slide the foot behind you, shift your weight over. Work to make sure that this movement maintains its horizontal nature. And you'll also notice that I'm not twisting my hips to go backwards. I'm trying to keep it parallel to the front of the room as I slide. I invite you to switch directions anytime you need to when you run out of space or are ready to try something new. Keeping the feet close to the floor, right? I'm literally just sort of dragging my foot across the floor, sliding the hip over, making sure that upper body stays nice and lifted. I'm going to switch to the back, walking to the back. The footsteps have to be very small. You will win no races with belly dance, yeah? We're not going to move very far. It's all about accentuating this hip movement and being able to move slowly forward and backward with it. Yes, nice job. Okay, so now let's up level that hip twist, shall we? What I'm going to invite you to do now is play with the concept of this hip twist while your weight is on one foot. So if we take all your weight to your left foot here, right foot I have gently resting on the floor, mostly on the side of my big toe. It's just like a kickstand. It's going to prevent me from losing my balance, but I'm not putting too much pressure into it. If this is comfortable for you, you can keep it there. If it feels more comfortable to have the ball of the foot on the floor, that is good too. Just be sure that that foot isn't stuck to the floor, that it has a little bit of swivel mobility. We're standing here on the left leg. Our knee is going to be slightly soft. This will be the first thing you let go of if your leg starts to get tired. And it may very well get tired because we're in a tiny little demi-plie. But I invite you to keep that knee soft and standing here with it in line with your foot. Now, we're going to continue that hip twist. It's going to feel a little different, right? Because now our weight is on one foot. You're going to feel a little bit more engagement on one side, and you're going to have a little bit more mobility on the unweighted side, right? So more mobility on the weighted side, which is great. Don't do anything crazy with it because once again, you want to make sure on your standing leg that your knee and your toe point the same direction, right? Chest is lifted. We're twisting. I also want to point out that this back leg is very much relaxed and mobile, right? It's not stuck to the floor because it's accommodating what the leg and the hip are doing, right? So keep that accommodation. Can you feel this leg? Yeah, holding you up. Thigh is doing a good job. Now, here's our challenge. Keep that hip twist going. Slowly shift your weight to your right foot. Keep that hip twist going. Keep the hip twist going. Don't let it stop. Don't let it stop. Taking the twist over. And now we're standing on the right foot. Pelvis is nice and long. Back leg is extended. Back foot is mobile. Knee and toe are pointing in the same direction. Knees are slightly soft. You're breathing. You're smiling. You're having fun, right? It's really stressful. No, it's not stressful. It's fun. Have fun. Yeah, have fun. Explore. How does this feel? You can take it a little faster if you want. Twist, twist, twist. As you take it faster, be sure that it doesn't become something crazy that tweaks your knee and toe in alignment, all of this engagement. You can use your hips to push it around a little bit, but I want you to maintain control in the lower body so that your knees are happy, right? We're breathing, inhaling and exhaling fully. Let's take it back over to the other side. Twist and twist, twist and twist, twist and twist. Yes, keep breathing. Let's take it back to the right. Keep it going. And twist and twist, twist and twist. Don't let that upper body go. Keep those arms nice and long and strong. Let's take it one more time back to the left. Twist, 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 and hold. Nice job. I think you're ready to drill it with music. All right, take a deep breath up. Release those arms, roll the shoulders back and down. Nice long spine, lift the chest. We'll start in first position, 7, 8. Let's go. Twist, 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 twist. Good. Let's speed it up. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Knees and toes are pointing forward. Upper body is lifted. Shoulders are rolled back and down. Arms are long and strong. Excellent. Let's switch to slide. Here we go. Slide, slide. Good. Let's slow it down. Let's go. Slide forward 2. Slide forward 2. Yes. Get nice and gooey. Speed it up. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can we speed it one more level? Let's try. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's a good challenge, yeah? Let's take it back to a twist. Slow it down. Twist, 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 twist. All right, I'm going to challenge you with some arm movements. Let's bring the arms in like a hug and open like you're opening some curtains. Let's double time the hips. Arms stay the same. And open the arms. Let's do that one more time. Gorgeous. Bring it in. Beautiful. And open it up. Nice. Let's take that foot over to the side. Keep that twist going. All right, let's go ahead and take it over to your left. Twist, twist, twist. Hold it here, arms come up and down behind the head. Take it to your left. Right, your right. Arms come up and down behind the head. Take it back to your left. Arms come up and down. Let's switch back to the slide. Here we go. Slide, slide. If you want to give it a little shoulder shimmy on this, the music seems to want it. Yeah? I know, that wasn't a plan. So it's a layer. Add a layer if you'd like. Let's walk. Slide, slide. Oh, you want to keep that shoulder going. All right, let's keep it going. Take it back. Removing the shoulder, we're going to go quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow. Arms come up. Beautiful. Now we're going to float the arms down, palms open. Taking it back to our twist, we're going to go twist and twist. Arms up and down behind the head. Beautiful. Again to your left. And strike your pose. Oh my goodness, fabulous dancer. Awesome job. How did it go? How did that feel? I'm curious. Let me know below. Did it work when you started layering the arms? Was it too crazy when the shimmy got layered on top? I just want to challenge you. I want you to always have fun. I invite you to find that place between challenging and frustrating and always push yourself to grow. But remember that we're doing this to enjoy moving our body in creative ways, learning about a new culture, getting some exercise in a really, really fun way. And I really appreciate that you're here doing that. Now that you've got the hip slide and you've got the hip twist and all you've got those crazy layers too, you're ready to learn some more belly dance movements. So check out one of these videos here, or better yet, maybe start to put your movements into a little bit of a combo, and then join me on the dance floor for that free belly dance jumpstart to get you going on an incredible belly dance journey of your own. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to share the dance floor with you very soon.